So I went to the dentist today and I had hundreds of euros of services done. Guess how much I paid at the end? I'm going to tell you soon. But it just reminded me of why I'm in France and how much of your life can like change or become even so much more peaceful and I don't know, yeah, the word is peaceful and unstressful and like stress free when you live in a country where social services are baked into the system and it's provided for you. At least I spent I had at least 400 euros of of service today at a dentist. Hmm, guess how much I paid? How much did you think I pay at the end? Zero. 0 euros at the end. I went into the dentist, gave them my carte vitale, so it's like my insurance card. Um, went to the dentist, had X-rays, went to the radiology section, did cleaning, did, checks on what's going on with my gums or whatever. Also, did some enamel desensitization. I don't know if that's an English word. It's a French word, but I don't know if it's an English word. Anyways, had to like just remineralize, I guess, my enamel. I also got take took prints for my mouth guard because I clamp, I guess, when I sleep. Paid for getting the mouth guard. And then I walked out of the dentist because it was done. That's all. She was like, "Oh, okay, here's your prescription. Um, okay, cool. See you next week. For the next step of the process for getting your mouth guard." And yeah, that's it. Ciao. Exactly. This is nobody but an I. I wasn't like shocked. I'm not shocked. I've been here for a long time, but it also just still reminded me of, if if you're in a period of look, if you're going through a rough time, you don't normally have you're going through a rough time. You don't have time to like think about health. A lot of times your well-being and your health gets put on a back burner when you're going through like rough times. And I'm just imagining if this was a rough period for me, how great it is that I can still, with ease, just pick up and say, you know what? I still need to take care of uh my teeth. I still need to do dental care. This is not going to cost me anything. It's not going to break the bank. In fact, it did nothing other than take care of my teeth so that I can continue to not to nourish myself and be able to do that in a good way without thinking about, oh, what do I need to shift in the budget? What do I need to do? Or being scared to go to the doctor or the dentist because it's going to be like super duper expensive. I didn't think twice about getting the mouth guard so that I can have better sleep because you need a better sleep. Better sleep automatically makes whatever stress that you're going through less. Like it reduces it because you're just better able to like function throughout your day if you have good sleep. And so I was able to just go to the dentist and get that sorted. Imagine if I were in like a bad space currently. Or think about when you have to like when you're in a bad place and you have to like reshuffle things for whatever reason, or you just don't find the time or the energy to do stuff because especially because there's like a monetary factor attached to it. It today just reminded me of that. That this is not one of the things that I have to struggle with. And I'm deeply grateful that I have the opportunity, and I also worked hard to give myself that this opportunity of being able to do that, because as I aged, I knew that health was like something that I wanted to be as stress-free as possible in terms of like access to healthcare. You know how people like dream of like building their retirement home, or like which country they want to retire to, or whatever. And this is fine. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this, or it's like a bad idea. I'm not saying any of this, right? I'm just saying I did not this was not what I dreamed of when I was a kid. Oh, I wasn't having these dreams when I was a kid, but as I like grew up and started thinking about, oh, you're getting old, or you're in old age, this is not what I thought of. Like, what I thought about was, how do I want to feel um when I get older and when I reach like retirement age? And what do I want my environment to be like? What kind of community or place do I want to be in? Those are actually the things that those are the thoughts that I were having, and those were the things that intrigued me about getting older. And I've said it before in some of my videos that, you know, access to healthcare in a stress-free environment was one of the reasons for how I wanted to live in the future, as long as possible. And it was also one of the criteria for like which country I'd move to, in terms of like what was accessible and available to me, right? And it's one of the reasons why I moved to France. And today just really just kind of like reminded me of those thoughts, and that little Deidre dreamt of this and was able to, like, you did that. I did that. Kind of like made it possible through, determination and thinking things through, and being as strategic as possible and focused as possible in the choices that I made in order to live the life that I want. It really just reminded me of that. And I just had to like hop on here because it's just funny. Actually, it didn't cost me zero. It costed me €8 technically, because one of the gel to like help with remineralizing, I guess this is the word, um, my teeth, like to protect the enamel, is not covered by Social Security. And so it costs me €8. And in fact, I can go to my mutuelle, which is like I think in the US it calls it like copay, but it's the complementary part of health insurance, like the added on top health insurance that you get in France. And I can just go to my mutuelle and ask them to reimburse me the €8. So again, still zero. But technically today it costed me €8 because of that prescription. €8, €8. What is €8 in Jamaican dollars? How much is it? I need my glasses again. I took my glasses off and now I need my glasses again because I can't see anything to convert. I'm trying to find um convert Jamaican dollar to euro. Convert euros to Jamaican dollars. Okay. €8 is, whoa, that's more than I thought. It's 1,482 Jamaican dollars and 58 cents. But still, that's all it costed me. That's all it cost me to go to the dentist, do x-rays, do get a print of my teeth, pay for the service to build my mouth guard, do a cleaning, get enamel and gum checkup. Easily like 400 euros. How much is it in US? I think it's like 8 euros is about like seven, like maybe 10. Yeah, it's $9 40. $9.40. 8 euros in US dollars and 1,483 Jamaican dollars. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah. So it just really, really reminded me. And if you're not sure about well, let me just like explain a little bit how health insurance work, like very, very quickly, because I just want to top on here for like a really quick video. Very quickly, health insurance, so social security as it relates to health in France, there are two parts. Um, the government, the French administration. Oh my eyes. I think I'm getting allergies. Whew. The French administration. So the country provides a certain portion. I think it's like 70% of they subsidize and from your taxes, from like about 70% of health insurance. Forgive me about the percentages right now. I don't remember them specifically, but a majority of it. And then you have the complementary part, the added part that covers, let's say, the 30%, if you want. Um, Mutual. My alarm is going crazy, but it's too far and I'm not gonna get it. Um, what am I saying? Oh yeah. So it's just gonna go and go and go and go. My God. Anyways, I'm just gonna go through this video about it. Yeah. So the government provides a portion, and then the other part, the mutual, is what you have to top up on, right? And you have to cover. If you are working in France, your company has to provide this for you, and they have to provide, what is it, up to 50%, I believe, of your mutual. Yeah, I think it's 50% they have to cover. It's obligatory, it's mandatory. There's no way around it. Your employer has to provide mutual for you. And then on top of that, and then for your mutual, you have like different levels, right? You can have the standard tier. You have to like different plan options, like standard plus, super plus, whatever. And so I chose one of the higher tiers because this is something that's important to me. Not that I go to the doctor like very, very often, but like I said, it was one of the things that was part of my reason and my dream for moving abroad. And so, but I pay like 30 euros currently as a top up for this. And because of that, um, my insurance, like my health services are discounted even more. So in general, if you only have the basic health insurance that the government provides, then let's say up to like 70%, depending on what the service is in general covered. And like when you go to public health places like hospitals or health centers, then many things are just free or very, very heavily discounted. And so pretty much you can assume up to like 70% is covered. And then you would have to cover the other 30%. Now, if you pay into a mutual, you would get, to certain degrees, depending on the health service that you need to do, additional percentages covered. So instead of the 70%, you have like 85% or 90%. And if you do a super high, if you have a really good mutual, then 100% is almost, in many cases, you don't pay anything. And the Social Security government and your mutual pays for your health services, especially if you go to a public health place. But yeah, so this is a very, very nutshell. And I also like forgot a lot of the percentages and stuff, but in super duper layman's terms, this is how it works. And so I pay into a mutual every month. That tops up and goes adds to that 100. So yeah, when I go to the dentist, pretty much $400 becomes nothing. And yeah, I have colleagues, coworkers, who shared, they had procedures that were thousands of euros, like almost 14,000. And in the end, with the social security and the mutual, the only thing left to pay was under 1,000. So like 13,000 immediately was taken care of. Imagine that. Imagine that. And it would have been cheaper. And they went to a semi-private um hospital. And I'm sure this is why they're paying like 1,000 euros, because if they went to a fully public hospital, it would be the amount to pay, I'm sure, would be cheaper. But in any case, instead of paying 13,000, you're paying 1,000. Like 14,000, you're paying 1,000. Immediately 13,000 was written off. Like this is peace of mind. This is this is what I want for you. How If this is something that's important for you, do it. Get clear on why you want to move to France, why you're moving to France. Like really think about, not just like France is great, it's pretty, the aesthetic is cute, food is fun and stuff. That thing is never shutting up. My God. Food is, great and all of these things. And that's part of the allure. And that's part of the intrigue, and that's part of the attraction, the attractiveness of friends. But also get real about some real life practical needs that you can access if you take it seriously and if this is like what you want. Do it. Do you hear the background music? I hope you're liking it because it's background music for the video. But yeah, and if you want help to do this, like I'm saying, come work with me. I have a one-on-one strategy session to build your friend's blueprint, right? Or watch my videos, subscribe. There are so many videos that I share about the little details on how to move to France and what you need to look out for as someone who has been here for for almost 10 years. I have a whole playlist of videos that you can check out. And if you want to take it a step further to have something more customized, I am here. Because I just went to the dentist and paid no money for about 400 euros of services. Just like that. No questions asked. There was no nothing. There wasn't like, it was just like, oh yeah, let me have it. And they're like, okay, bonsoir. Enjoy your weekend. Like, that's it. Nothing. Nothing. With ease, without shame, without fear, without anxiety, without anything. You just walk in, you set the appointment, and you go. Okay, sometimes good luck setting the appointment. You have to wait a bit of time sometimes. But just, yeah, it's worth it. It's very serious. Do it. Get into it. Come here. I am cheering for you to make your move to France. I'm Diedre. I help women move to France, so they can design the life that they love, that really fits them, because they deserve it, because you deserve it. See you at the next video.